Hi, in this tutorial we're going to deal with color casts and some more newborn skin editing. So here's our after picture here. Here's our before picture. This was taken with an off-camera flash, and the light bounced off the wall that was to the right here, and it was a sort of a yellowy greenish wall, and you can see that there's a color cast on the side of his head and along the side of his arm here and a little bit here as well. So we're going to deal with that first. So the first thing I'm going to use is the quick mask tool, which is down here, and with a paintbrush set to 100% opacity, I'm going to paint over the bit. I'm just going to look at the picture, and where I can see green, I'm going to paint with that luminous green color. Okay, so that's where I can see it on the skin, maybe a little bit here too. It has also made this is a cream blanket, and it's made it look green, so I'm going to take the whole blanket as well. And this quick mask tool is just a quick way of dealing with localized color casts. Okay. So once that's selected, I click on it again and it makes the selection. And I'm going to go to my color balance adjustment layer, and where it's green here, I'm just going to take the greens out, and you can see what it's done. It does replace it with magenta, but it takes the green out as well, and the magenta brings it up to more of the color that his skin was. So if I show you before and after, you can see how the green has come out of here, and it's also come out from the side of his head as well. Flatten that image down. The next thing I'm going to deal with is his skin. So I'm going to use the spot healing tool, and just on his arm here I noticed that it was just a little bit spotty. And then I'm also going to run the skin smoothing action. I'm going to go over his skin with that. And you can lower the opacity of that if you feel it's too smooth. I think that's fine. And the next thing I'm going to do is deal with the background blanket, and I'm going to just make a new layer, and I'm just going to paint over the background in this particular case at a low opacity. Sorry. So that's what I'm going to do to match up the colors, or to take out some of those little wrinkles, because they're not very extreme. So I'm just painting over them. Now, so once you're happy with that, and I think it's looking alright, so we'll just flatten that image down. And what I want to run now is I want to run my warm haze action, and I'm going to, for this one, I'm going to take off the haze layer, and I'm going to bring the warm one down, and I'm going to take all that warm layer at 100% opacity off the background blanket. Now, often when you have babies, when you have young babies lying down on their sides like this, their circulation isn't great, and sometimes the arm that they're lying on gets a little bit darker. So we need to deal with that as well. Let me just bring the warm down a little bit. So what I'm going to run is this lighten up. Sometimes it's enough just to do that, just to make it a little bit lighter. and I'm going to go into my levels and give the whole image just a little bit more lightness in the midtones. Now if I hold down my Alt key and slide that, I can see where the areas are going to be blown if I slide it too far over. So I'm going to leave that there like that. Same with the highlights. You can see them starting to come up. So I'm happy with the colour of his skin, I'm happy with the background, and he's nice and smooth. So I'd be happy to show that to a client. And there's the before just for a comparison.